Well, and all three of you famously came from super successful 90s country bands. What do you think made the sound of 90s country so special? And is that is and it sounds like you kind of have a certain part of the show that kind of has a little bit of that throwback to that, but now you're also doing something that where part of the show would have some of a more current sound. Is that
Yeah,
a correct assessment?
it is. I think, you know, I think that there is this authenticity that's there in what we do that's just there. And I don't think, I mean, it's just God given. It's just there. And I think that that's there for us. I think that if I look back at where we've been and where we're at now, I mean, it's just an extension of what we've always done, but I will say, we're not laying around, weighing 300 pounds and resting on our laurels and yeah, we sing when we want to. We're laying around having a martini and a cigar all day. Although all those things sound great once in a while, but we take care of ourselves. And it's very important to us that we sound good. We like surprising an audience every night by kicking them in the face with our music and in the nicest of terms. We love to come out, as we say, and melt their face off with a great show and great music. And I think it's almost unexpected. I think that they think, we always joke on stage, well, I'm older, well, I'm younger. But I think for me, the fun part is that I think we look and sound the same, but better. I mean, I don't honestly don't think that any one of us three have ever sounded better vocally than we do right now. I mean, we really do. I don't have any rhyme or reason for why I can hit the high notes I hit above Richie on Amaze. I just sing it and it just comes out. So I think we've just trained ourselves long enough that it just feels right.
Well, I also think that there may have been, I'm trying to think of another band that kind of fills that void. And I don't think so. I think you guys are kind of possibly filling a specific void in the musical landscape that I don't think is being filled anywhere else.
Well, I don't think it is either. I think that it's, and again, I'm giving John Loba credit because John Loba said at our label BMG, said, you guys are creating a need for something that people don't know they need yet. And I thought that's brilliant. He goes, you have created a need for something that people don't even know exists or that they know they need yet. He goes, and I love that. That's how he plays it. So I'm pretty knocked out at the moment by the attention we've gotten, but again, we're not ego heads. You can tell that by talking to me. If you talk to Larry or Richie, they would probably sound just like me. We're aware of the blessing we've been given and getting the chance to make new music on a new level like this. But we're also still really happy that our past is our past and that we get to pull from that arsenal of hits to play in our concerts,
I was going to say, because I mean, I was thinking, what was it like recording an album with two other frontmen, all of whom not only shared your previous roles, but were able to bring their own incredible knowledge and experiences to the table and to the recording booth, right? So, I mean, it's got to be, you guys all have to have a certain amount of common core knowledge, but also little things you can share with each other. The other one goes, right?
Oh yeah, and it's really funny because we all have creative ideas, and I don't think any of us looked at each other when one of us spouted out an idea and went, "Oh, that sucks." No, I mean we actually are like, "Yeah, let's run it. Let's see if that works or not," and then it just falls into place. It's just like we were talking about our holiday tour. We're doing a Gaylord this year, but next year we'll probably take it on the road. Like what kind of songs would we do? And all of a sudden, Richie and Larry and I are throwing songs back and forth, standards, new songs. Here's one I wrote. And just the healthiness of that, it's just when we get creative, we're having fun. It's like, let's create the best show we can. And I was like, hey man, what if the three of us came out front and we did Oh Holy Night, just a cappella and just knocked it out. It's like, yeah, let's do that. Let's show off some vocals. Let's show some prowess off, and just different ideas. And whether we do that or not, I don't know. But just the idea,
three guys on a stool.
Yeah. The fact that we can be creative enough to go out and do that and not lean on the band for a song or just different. We're actually talking about in our show right now, having everybody leave the stage with the three of us and just one of us like me on Mando or Larry on guitar and just singing I'm So Lonesome I Could Cry in 3-part harmony, just to showcase that when it all boils down to one thing, that one thing is the three of our voices singing together,
Do you have a current favorite song on the album, or is that like asking somebody which child of theirs is their favorite?
It really is. And I don't even know that my favorite song will be one I'm singing. I mean, I love Left Their Mark with Richie. I love Should Have Run Out of Angels that Larry sings. I think that song is just haunting. I love Laying Low in Mexico. because it's fun and the three of us take lead vocals on it a lot. I still love Beatles and Eagles. I think that song is very clever. But yeah, I mean, there's a song there called Rattlesnake that I absolutely love. It's just fun and very out of the box for us, very current, very different, almost like a line dance in the 2000s. It's like crazy. But I just think overall it's a well-rounded record, and I love the fact that John Loeb at the label said, "Give me 3 old hits, give me 3 songs re-recorded and reimagined that the Frontmen version of these songs." So he goes, "Give me Amazed, I'll Still Be Loving You, and God Bless Texas." And we'll throw that on there to connect the dots so the fan base realizes you were those guys. And so we had the best time. We had the best time doing that. I mean, it was so much fun. And we'll probably do some more of that in the future. I mean, every time we do a show, the other day we did a show with Co Swindell, and he was just super, super nice. And we looked over side stage during our set. We went on before him, and he's just going, "Oh my gosh." And we're like, "Oh, shut up, dude, whatever." Because he's just on fire. And he's such a good, humble dude, a great artist. But when we got off stage, he says, "You do realize I'm only doing what I do because you guys afforded me this chance. Please know that I know that." And I thought, that is just too cool. It was very cool. He's like, "Come to my bus. Let's have a drink real quick before I go on stage." And I was like, "Yeah, we love that." And we've noticed everywhere we do our shows with other artists that are current, that they're looking at us like that. And that's really a cool thing. I think it's interesting that I can walk in a room, Larry can walk in a room, Richie can walk in a room, and people will be like, "Hey, that's that guy. That's the guy that sang for Little Texas," or whatever. But there is something really different when the 3 of us walk in a room. It really is. You can feel it. And so I think that the magic of that shows up on our album, this new album, for sure.
Well, that's cool. You guys have been touring like crazy this year, and you'll find yourself here on the Gulf Coast in Biloxi at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino on November 16th. For folks whom haven't been to one of your shows, and for those who might be considering seeing y'all on November 16th, can you share what fans can expect to experience at that show?
First off, if you don't know who the Frontmen are, it's totally okay. We're going to show you who the Frontmen are. Come see this show. You've got 3 former lead singers of 3 of the biggest bands in 90s country, from Little Texas, Restless Heart, Lonestar. We're the guys that sing those hits. We're going to be there in concert. You're going to hear all the hits you want to hear that are the soundtrack of your life, plus new songs on our new album that just dropped with BMG Records in Nashville. I like music. I'm a consumer of music. I go to see concerts. I actually love the experience. This is a show where you're not going to hear 2 songs and 12 cover songs because they've only got 2 hits. We actually have so many hits, we have to do medleys of them. So from the beginning of the show to the end of the show, minus a couple sprinkles of new songs that you'll be singing along to 2 minutes in, where it's nothing but hits. It's the soundtrack of your life. So if you want to hear the songs from the tap, from the guys that made those songs happen on the radio vocally, then you need to come see the Frontmen. Biloxi, we love Biloxi. We're excited about it. Hard Rock's a great venue. We look forward to playing there and showing people in the Biloxi Gulfport area exactly who the Frontmen are and why you want to see us now, but why you want to come back again next time we're back in town.
Last question that just kind of came to me. When you're up on stage with these guys and you're playing with them, do you ever just sit back and think for a second that you actually have the best seat in the house?
Every night. Yeah, I think I do have the best seat in the house. And every night I'm grateful to be up there with those guys. I mean, from the first, we open the show with a medley, but it opens with "What About Now?" And when we hit that first chorus of "What About Now?", from the minute we 3 of us start singing those harmonies, I just start going, "Oh my gosh, this is so fun. This sounds so good. I'm so glad I'm in this group." And you just feel it, but and I honestly don't know that audiences don't sing these songs louder than we do. The other night we were doing our ballad medley, which consists of "I'll Still Be Loving You," "I'm Already There," and "What Might Have Been." And they sang along with every bit of it. But "What Might Have Been," I got to the chorus and they were so loud, I was stunned. And so I just backed off the mic and just put my hands up and went, "Take it." And the band played and the crowd just took over and sang it. And it was like, wow, that is so special. So yeah, it's a neat feeling that, audiences love the show and love those songs. And I guess I didn't realize how coveted those songs were and how the test of time has happened with those songs. There's an artist and a songwriter named Hugh Presswood who just passed away 2 weeks ago. Hugh, a great songwriter, one of the best lyricists you'll ever hear. And he wrote a song for Trisha Yearwood called "The Song Remembers When." And in that song, he talks about how the memory of your life and that song, what it takes you back to that spot. I feel like our whole set for the Frontmen is nothing but the songs that take you back to exactly where you were in prom, or where you were on your first date, or your first kiss, or your marriage, or your breakup, or somebody unfortunately passing away. So there's a slew of emotion that goes into this show. And when we're done with the show at the end of the night, you can see people just kind of going, yeah, this was a winner. And it makes us feel good that we get to bring it to town. So if you're wondering what you need to be doing on the 16th of November, you need to be coming to the Hard Rock, because the Frontmen are coming. Hopefully this lets you know who we are, and not just the Frontmen, because who knows what that is unless it's explained, right? So come on out. It's going to be a fun night.
Tim, thank you so much for joining us. It's been an absolute pleasure. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Rushlow. That's our show for tonight. Thank you so much for watching, and a special thanks to Tim Rushlow for joining us. Stay safe, everyone.